Hello, welcome to Marie's Scrappy Creations, where we sew the scraps of your life into beautiful creations. Today's What's Up Wednesday. There's no tutorial on Wednesdays. That happens on Sundays. So today I just tell you a little bit about what I've been up to this week, what I've been working on. Last week I gave some ironing hints and tips, so if you want to go back and see that, I am going to link that down below. I'll also link last week's tutorial, which was a crazy quilt block. I've had a lot of people ask me about using scraps and quilt blocks. So not only will we be making household items and zippered bags and all sorts of things, I'm going to throw in quilt blocks every now and again, all those scrappy quilt blocks. So I have been working on a lot of baby items. Anyone who's new probably missed that we have a new grandbaby coming, and I have been making her all kinds of things. Now, I showed a few things on a few of the past What's Up Wednesdays, but because our daughter is watching, and I know you're out there, I can't show anymore because she won't have any surprises at her baby shower if I continue to show you guys. So what I'm doing is I'm filming when I finish so that I can show you after the shower, because I still want to share with you what I've done, and I thought you might want to see. So I've been working feverishly on that because I've got to get the box mailed out over the coming week so that I don't miss the baby shower. And I've been on a waiting list for an eye exam for a while. Actually, I've just been waiting to get in, and they called late last night and said they could see me at 1 o'clock. Now, that's great. So I went to the appointment today, but I didn't think about filming this before the appointment. So if my eyes look kind of freaky, because I think they do, I had to have my eyes dilated. So I had been home about 3 hours, which is about how long it took so that I could see to hook up my camera. So there's that. I'm a little late to the party. So in a moment, I'm going to take you over to the sewing table and show you some of the things that I've worked on this week. But before we go over there, I want to thank you guys. My channel has grown so much this week, and it's because of all of you. It's because of the comments. It's because of you watching and supporting me, and I really appreciate that. Each day it's been 8, 10, 12 subscribers. This morning when I woke up, I had 297 subscribers. And right as I got to the doctor's today at 1 o'clock, I went on YouTube for something, and it showed the number of subscribers, and it had jumped to 311. And I was like, wow. These people are great. I just love the support. I love the comments. I love it all. You guys are fantastic. And I have so many scrappy projects coming up, and I hope you're as excited as I am. Well, one more thing on the subscribers. When I got home this afternoon, it had jumped from 311 to 371 subscribers in a matter of 2 hours. So thanks to all of you, each and every one of you. I couldn't have done it without you. I want to explain, and I know I keep saying for those of you who are new, but it's true. Anyone who's been here in the last 2 months knows why I started this channel, but I'd like to tell you guys who are new why. I have been saving scraps, like so many quilters and sewers out there. I save so many scraps. And I've made a lot of scrap quilts, and scrap quilts are beautiful. Don't get me wrong, they are. They're nice. But there comes a time where I felt, anyway, I want to do something different. So I told my husband back in November that 2022 was going to be the year of the scraps. I was going to sew all my little pieces into as many different projects as I could think of. And I had had it in the back of my mind for quite some time, you know, to start a YouTube channel. But I know some of you may not believe this, but I don't like having my picture taken. And you might say, well, then how can you do this? It's totally different. I am hardly ever in family photos. Anyone in my family or friends would tell you I don't like to have my picture taken. But the one thing I do love is I love to talk with people and I love to connect with people. I think we all have more in common than not, if that makes sense. So while I was sewing all these scraps into as many different things as I could think of, I wanted to share them with friends and make new friends while I did it. So I invite you guys into my sewing room each and every week, and I hope I'm invited into yours. I hope you're watching on your computers or your tablets or your phones, and that I'm sitting right there next to your sewing machine, because that's exactly where I want to be, because we can create all these things together. And not only will I put things out there for you guys to learn, you guys will teach me too. I'm already getting hints and tips in my messages and my comments, and I love that. Speaking of comments, for anyone who doesn't know, we have a Facebook group. Now, it's still in its infancy, just like my channel is. But if you go to Facebook and you type in Marie's Scrappy Creations, you'll find me. I'm going to also link it in the description box below. You'll find my email address and you'll find my Facebook page. So there's going to be quite a few links down there from everything I've told you so far. But if you'd like to join us on Facebook, I would love to have you. And I really enjoy seeing everyone's projects, hearing what everyone's up to. And I do try my best to reply to comments quickly, and on YouTube and on Facebook. But I'm going to be honest with you and tell you guys, I monitor every comment on YouTube. That means that if you make a comment, it can't go through until I approve it. And the reason for that is spammers and scammers. Every day when I open up the comments to check them out, there are some that some of them look really good. They'll say, fabric sale, click here. It's not fabric that's for sale, people. You don't even want to know what these people are up to. So I'm trying to protect you guys from that. So even though there's only a few a day, sometimes there's not even one a day, but there's a significant number every week. I monitor the comments. So I have to approve them before your comments can come through. So don't ever worry. As long as you've written something, I will get to it. I try to do it in the morning and then again at night before bed. So, and thank you guys. You guys are commenting. You're really engaging. And oh boy, I love that. I love that. There's some of you that I know you're going to be there every single time making a comment. And that really makes me feel good. And I'm glad that we have that connection. Okay, so enough talking about this. I want to go show you guys what's up this Wednesday and what I've been working on. I'll meet you over at the sewing table. So I have quite a few things to show you guys. All right, this one isn't finished, but this is an applique butterfly block. I didn't finish stitching the rest of this. I was doing this for a quilting group that I'm a part of, and I had used this block to make a video to show people how to do it. And I was trying to stitch this on my sewing machine while straddling the tripod kind of on my arm, and it didn't work out well. So my stitches didn't quite go where they were supposed to. So I kind of scrapped that. I'm going to take those stitches out and try again. And this was try number 2. And I filmed it and I thought this was okay. And then you want to know what happened? I lost part of my recording. Like, I had part of the butterfly applique tutorial and I didn't have the rest for the group. So I had to start all over again. Yeah, it's been that kind of week. So this was my third and final. And this keeps coming out on film as looking kind of orangey, but it's a brilliant pink, and that's what I went with. And I think overall it turned out pretty well. Whether I had to straddle the tripod or not, I think it turned out okay. And then, of course, if you were with us on the tutorial, this is what we did on Sunday's tutorial, was a crazy block. Just tried to get quite a bit of color in there. And I have a lot of those. And if you missed Sunday's tutorial, I also showed a lot of blocks that I received in swaps over the past year or two. And new fabric. It's always fun to show new fabric. Look at this. My friend Christine dropped by yesterday with some fabric for me. She had been at the Dollar Tree and she found this cute, it's unicorn fabric. Really nice. But what's really cool is some of these fabrics match really well, like with the mane. I might not be able to see it, but anyway, these were really good. They had like little stripes in them and blenders, and then, yeah, some other shades. I bought that fat quarter this week to make some baby items. And I'm so excited to show you guys this. So I had cut out 3 bags the other day, and I thought this fabric was adorable. It's got the little dogs stuff on it. Then I had some fabric with birds, and this is the lining, the blue. And these bags have a little pleat in them. So are you ready for this cuteness? Look at this. Huh? I love the pleat. So they don't open up wide like my favorite bag does, but they're adorable nonetheless. They really are cute. I used some decorative stitching there at the top. I don't use a lot of fancy stitches, so I like to use them when I have the opportunity. And then this one was done in purple with the blue. It has the pleat. I didn't use decorative stitches on this one though. I thought it was beautiful all on its own. I just loved it the way it was. I did top stitch it with some purple thread. Oh, speaking of purple, did you see this? If you've noticed in any of my videos, I don't have fingernails. I have really dry skin, and my nails are really dry too. So I went for a manicure and pedicure yesterday, and it did not go well. Like, no, it didn't. Pedicure went okay. The manicure I got, and I sat under the dryer through 3 times of drying, and I went to put my shoes on, and I smudged my thumb and 2 fingers on my left hand. So I was pretty discouraged because, so then I went to do it again, and I did the same thing. So then I wasn't going to fix it. Not at that point. I'd been an hour. I'm not going to fix it at that point. I was too discouraged. So anyway, that's why I have purple fingernails. They're not real. Okay, so these bags, I'm going to be doing a tutorial. I'm not sure if that's going to be this Sunday or next Sunday, but these bags are adorable. I hadn't made one for a couple of years, and I used to make quite a few of these bags because they're really good to throw in your purse to just, for a bunch of little things that you could put in there. So something else that I wanted to show on this What's Up Wednesday, I have a lot of things that people have made me over time. Check that out. It has my name on it. My friend Terry made this for me, and I met Terry in a quilting group, and there is just so many good-hearted people out there. I have met so many nice people, so many caring and giving people, and I can't tell you guys how much it means, things like this. Well, Terry made this for me on her embroidery machine and sent it to me, and she said she made this from a placemat. And she watched the tutorial on YouTube, and I know she told me who it was, and I cannot think of the person's name. If I think of it, I'll link it in the description box because it's adorable. I tend to keep all my scissors, rotary cutter, pinking shears, all my extras in there, because who doesn't have extras, right? We always need sharper scissors, but we keep the duller ones. Like, why do we do that? All right, and here is something that was made for me, and you're going to be like, what is it? And I have to show you. This looks like a girl holding flowers, but I want to show you what she's made out of. Look at her face. It's a Disney watch. Her eyes are jewelry. Her mouth is part jewelry. Her body is made from a vintage spool of Coats & Clark thread with a key holding the watch, her face on. There's a watch band coming around as arms. Now check out the hands. You see the hands here? And the hands are holding onto a flower pot, which is a thimble. And then a brooch is the flowers. And she even has a necklace on. Isn't that, like, that is the most charming thing. When I received this as a gift, I cried. Like, I cried. I thought this was wonderful because the person knew that I sewed and she made it specifically for me. So I don't understand how a person could have the imagination to take all these bits and pieces of things, put them together and come up with something. But this woman does this. She lives down in Florida and she makes the most incredible things. I think she needs a website because I seriously think that she's very talented to think of these. I couldn't think to put these things together. But anyway, these are my two things that I'm going to show you this week. And I have many more talented friends. I have friends that paint, that just started painting and drawing. I have ones that have been painting for years. I have friends who sew and crochet and knit. I used to crochet and knit. I used to do all kinds of socks and mittens and things like that, but I haven't done it for a while. Anyway, there is that. And so I also wanted to give you the word of the day before I forget, okay? The word of the day is fabric. So for all you new subscribers, when I say the word of the day, you use that word of the day in a comment below the video, and your name goes in the drawing. Once a month, on the first Wednesday of the month, I draw a name, and that person wins something that I make and mail to them. So the word of the day is fabric. So until Sunday, I'll see you then for the tutorial. I want you to take care, keep sewing, dig into that scrap pile, dig those scraps out, have some fun. Get some sewing done because housework can wait, right? Okay. You guys take care and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.